Sup, shitters, my name is Logan, aka Spider Hands, and welcome to SB Interviews, where today, for our eighth installment of the series, we're going to be chatting to a rap hip hop horrorcore artist named Lil Pink. So, in a moment, we're just going to switch over the screen and allow Lil Pink to introduce himself. Here we go.
I'm doing really good. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a horrorcore artist from Canton, Ohio. I am 17 years old, and I've worked with big names like Scum and Cody Manson, and I don't know, they kind of associate me with like ICP and Ghostman and artists like that.
It's because you've been releasing stuff since you were... Well, what age did you start making music?
I started making music when I was 14.
Which was... Because you're 17 at the moment, right? You're 17,
Yeah,
so that's not too long.
Yeah, and I've come a long way since then. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of streams, 50K followers in 3 years. It's pretty good for that amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I talk to dudes and dudettes, and they've got like, 15, 20 followers after like 10 years. So, you're not doing badly at all.
Yeah, and like with me with the horrorcore, it helps out sticking out because I don't say the same stuff that most artists do. I say like, a little bit more out there stuff, so it helps push me.
The horrorcore, because actually just I haven't really done a whole lot of horror. I haven't listened to a whole lot of horrorcore stuff before. Like, for anyone who's not sort of familiar with the genre, how would you describe it?
Well, the best way is the horrorcore was made by Insane Clown Posse. It's kind of like that's their sound, and everybody else afterwards it kind of like took after them. So it's kind of just like you just kind of say like gory graphic stuff. It's kind of like, I don't know, stuff you wouldn't normally say, but if you don't mean this stuff, it's kind of like you say like some like crazy shit. Like they talk about like the Hatchet Men, like they talk about like slicing people up and like it's crazy stuff like that, like serial killer almost would. But it's just a different art form. It's a little bit more gory and graphic. It's not for everybody, but I like that kind of stuff. So obviously I like to do that kind of music. But mine, it's not as much like theirs. Like I still add some like more like new age rapper stuff in there, and I add some like female vocals. So my stuff's a little softer than like what ICP would do. But I still consider myself in that realm because of how I look and how I portray myself.
Yeah, no, you've actually got like, look, this is coming from someone who was like your age in the mid 2000s when like Facebook was like, I feel so old. I feel so old talking talking about this. It's crazy what you guys are up to in your age group now. Music's just incredible. Like, how do you even get started? How did you even get started with what you were doing?
So how I got started was as I really wanted to be a rock star, like really badly when I was in like middle school. But I don't know, I just didn't have the sound for it. But I was always really good at writing, and I met a friend, and we started a band called Sherm Gang, and it was me and him for a while, then another friend. So we did that for about a year until we kind of like we were on the same vibe. I wanted to do darker stuff. They wanted to make like more like comedy and funny stuff, and I wasn't feeling it. So I kind of just broke off and I started doing it. I wasn't having much luck. I was struggling to get views. I was struggling to do anything. But I took a long break, and I came back with a whole new sound, and I kind of just, I don't know, I just started pushing my shit harder and harder, started doing YouTube ads, starting just out all night sending it to like all my friends and like everybody I could possibly find who would listen to me. I tried to like get connections with bigger artists and just kept working and working and working until, my eyes were sore, my hands hurt, and my voice would hurt too. Like after recording, I'd be like shit, but I'd be doing it all the time until I got to where I am right now. And I'm still doing it every single night, just trying like how to, maintain it and go upwards.
That's wild. Cause like, what other stuff do you have to do in your everyday life? Like you're like a time job or something like that, right?
Yeah, I work like 4 days a week for like 9 hours each day, and then the rest of the time I try to do music. And I've been slacking on school stuff, but I got school to do, I got music, I got work. It's hard to keep it all up.
Yeah, you are honestly like, and again, I mean this in a way that's supposed to be completely 100% genuine. It's impressive because, the people who are your age, who around you, are there a lot of people who are sort of like as dedicated to what they're wanting to do? Have they got the same sort of direction as you do, or?
I would say like I'm gonna use my hometown for example. I'm in Canton. There's there's a lot of artists here, but I don't know a lot. They just do like the same thing, like like a lot that you hear like on the radio, like most rappers just talking about like the same shit, killing people and like different shit. But they're doing it in a certain way that's like gangster and hood. I'm like I'm gonna use like one of my lines for example. Like I'm like slicing your body and driving off in Maserati. I'm talking about like cutting and like stuff like that. I'm not talking about like I'm actually gonna pull up with the gun and like kill you. Like trying to be hard. It's about like serial killer vibe. And I don't like music like that. It's just ignorant and it's just dumb. Like the stuff I'm doing is like it's intentionally like I'm not gonna do that shit. It's just for having fun. That stuff is just this is ignorance to me. I don't like it. And that's what most
Oh,
rappers do. And like me, I stick out like hell because to me, like everybody else would be wearing like a tank top or something. They just look like a normal person. They look at me and they see the pink hair. They see like the gothic outfit and like the big chains on my neck. And they're like, what the hell is this? And so it helps me stick out, especially because I dress like that in public too. So like, I look crazy, but it helps like brand the image. And I wear my own merch all the time. So I'm like a walking billboard. I'm not wearing it right now because I'm just trying to like chill today. But like when I'm out in public, I look a little bit more crazy.
you're wild, dude. Like this is crazy. This is crazy talk. Like for real. Like, oh man. That no, what you've just said to me is like really, really intriguing because like if this is where you're at your age, and again, this is not me thinking, look at the young people trying to do their music, It's like I wish I was as dedicated as your age. Because you seem like you're really kind of you're getting stuff together, It's awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't for a while because I was in a toxic relationship for about a year, and that's kind of like where the break happened. Because it's kind of like it was like a non-intentional break, but at the same time, I was like, I can't make music in this mindset just because I wouldn't be good. So that kind of helped me a lot. It kind of helped me, kind of humbled me a little bit too. Just made me get over my ego a little bit. I just had to work through some shit, and eventually came out on the other side better. And now I've been grinding like hell with my music. I'll probably record like 4 or 5 songs a night. I only put out like maybe one of them, or like that night I'll just scrap all the music I made that night. I'm like, nope, it's not good enough. Like I'm just
Because
always working.
no, that's fantastic. Like, how do you choose a song from the selection you worked on overnight?
So usually what I'll do is I'll listen to it. I'll post a snippet on my story sometimes. Like I'll send it to a couple people that I trust that will tell me right. And if they don't like it, then and not always that. Like sometimes I won't always listen to people, but kind of just depends. Like if I listen to it, I'm just sitting there like, and I don't feel any emotion towards it. I'm like, no, this sucks. Like my new song Cherry Red, it's not my most like complex rap, but it's like it's very simple almost. But like the rhyme scheme stuff, and it's like, ooh, like you make you feel it. And it's like, yeah, all right, that's it. I'm really sad. If I feel nothing towards the track, then I'm like, nope, I don't like it. I'm not racing it.
Because, like, the horrorcore, like, I was listening to your lyrics, like, I'm glad that you clarified the thing about the difference between people talking about killing people, right? And then
Yeah.
talking about it as if it's a concept. Do you know what I mean? I'm glad because how do you how do you approach that? Like, what is the emotional quotient towards what you're trying to do here? How do you feel about what you make?
But the best way I could describe it is like, think about it like this. Think about somebody my age being on like Snapchat, because like Snapchat's like the big thing. I don't care for Snapchat. But like somebody, they'll be holding a gun and be like, I'll pull up to your house, like dumb shit like that. Like that shit's stupid to me. Me, I'm more like, imagine like a serial killer is like sitting in their little dungeon or whatever, writing fucking lyrics and like saying like some crazy shit, like I'll slice your body. Like stuff like that. Like, um, I'll come up to your mama and slap her like she's a bitch, and like just like different shit. Like you're just saying crazy shit to like get a reaction because somebody's hearing that. They're like, what the fuck is that? Because have you ever like listened to Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like you kind of get like the vibe. Like it's just like some crazy shit. It's just because it gets a reaction out of it. So this is kind of what I like, and it's just kind of like getting like that killer mindset, but it's not like ignorance to the point where like you're just actually like telling somebody like you're put like death on their family or death on them, because that's just ignorance. You're not going to do that shit. You're just saying that, and like why would you say that? Like that's just what do you get out of doing that?
No, no, you're absolutely right. I understand it, and for you, it's actually smart because it does get the attention. Like when you talk about when you wear your merch and stuff, like that's kind of the plan, isn't it? It's time just to kind of to get people paying attention to what you're doing and be different and separate yourself.
Yeah, because that's why I tried like my logos. Like I'm all about logo and branding because I just want to like stick my image in people's heads. Like that's why I got that like the hair, everything, like the mask. The mask, like if you look at my pictures or any drawings of me, like even my profile picture on Zoom, the mask is everything. Like the branding, like because I am an artist, but at the same time, I'm a brand. I'm not just an artist. Like I'm trying to get myself to stick in somebody's head, like as much as possible.
Yeah, well, the fact is you are a brand because literally when I was looking through your stuff, it was all consistent. It was so nice.
Like consistency is really important to me, so I try to do it.
Do you have anyone helping you with that branding stuff, or have you kind of all just done your sort of own research, or?
Yeah. So the best way, like with my art, like the art I make, like that is like my actual like art, like my profile picture and stuff like that. Like I pay people to do art. Like I try to like find smaller artists and I try to commission them to do art for me. I try to help them out. But with my actual brand itself, with my pictures, with my videos, with my marketing, it's like I'll pay Instagram, I'll pay YouTube, like they handle the marketing part of it. But like that every cent I make, that's my own money. I make all that money. My merch, I design my merch 100%. My company, I have a company that ships out the merch, but I design it. So I design it. They handle the shipping and stuff. They do it for a lot of YouTubers and stuff. Like it's called Teespring. So they handle all that. They do it for other people as well. But so I work with them on the merch side. But my CDs, I have a makeup line for girls. So I handle all the shipping for that. I send my merch to models so that they'll model on their Instagram. So I get more stuff from that. But yeah, my music, I produce it myself. My videos, I film it and edit myself. I don't have anybody help me. It's very rare that I have somebody help me. I usually 100% do everything independent. Like I'll make a song in my room, I'll film it in my room, I'll edit it in my room, and I'll upload it in my room. I'll do everything in my room. Like just literally from the comfort of my room, I make a whole like art piece. Because I don't really like outside help. Like I just really don't. Because I have a very strong vision, and I don't like it being played with.
I think I kind of get where you're coming from with that. Because there's some artists who, they will outsource literally everything. They'll outsource even their production, some of the vocal chops and everything like that, and all that kind of stuff. But be for yourself, you really know the sound you want, so you really want to make sure that you're handling it so you can get it all 100%, right?
Yeah, because I don't know. It's like it kind of comes back to like the quality control and consistency. Like I don't want all my stuff looking like it's made by different people. I want like somebody to see it and like they know it's a Lil Pink video. Like they want that because like the best way I can describe it is like the Flash TV show. Like every episode, you know it's the Flash TV show. It's not all over the place and stuff. Like it's consistent. You love it. It's the same characters, same acting all the time. You just the same thing you can keep coming back to and loving it. Not going to change. So I try to be the same way.
No, this is no. I'm trying to sort of like process this because again, like guys your age nowadays are just so clinically independent in the sense that you've just got man, blows me away. It blows me away. Like that you can handle all this stuff. This wasn't even possible 10 years ago, you know?
Yeah, not at all. And a lot of people my age too. Like there's people I've gone to school with. They make music as well. They gave up. They don't really try. They'll post a song and that's it. They'll post it. Like, they'll just post it and leave it. They don't send it to people. They don't try it. They don't market it. They don't they don't try to hype it up. Like I don't know. I do the most for everything I do. Like my videos. Like I'll be getting frustrated behind the scenes trying to make my videos perfect. Like there's so many times where I've worked on a video and it didn't work out. So I just quit. I was like, nope. Because like me, I can't force art. If it's not working, it's not working. Because like some people are like they just want to keep pushing and pushing. Like me, I will on like to a point, but like I also know when to like give up. Sometimes I'm like, okay, no, this project is not working, and I can't make it work. So I'm just gonna leave it alone because some things aren't meant. Like can't force stuff. Because there's a lot of people that just force stuff and push it out. But like for me, I'm not afraid to throw away money. If something doesn't come out right, I'm like I'm not gonna put out trash. I'm like, yeah, I wasted money, but it didn't come out how I wanted. I'm not gonna damage my brand just because I spent a little bit of money. Like fuck that. Like I'm not damaging my brand or my name for anything. Like because it's got to be great or I don't want it at all. That's kind of how I feel about it.
No, it's really refreshing. You've been talking about videos quite a bit. For you, you're fully aware that it's got to be an audio visual thing nowadays, eh? Like you've got to be doing more than just putting out tracks.
Yeah, because that's where my friends they fail to like they'll upload on SoundCloud. I'm like me, I got to be on every platform because me, how I want it is like, I'm on Cameo, I'm on Genius, everything. Like you can't go somewhere and search my name and not find it. So I try to like that's because with them, they're on SoundCloud, like they got Instagram, like that's it. I'm like me, I gotta be everywhere. Like we search my name on Google, first thing that comes up, first thing everywhere. Like it's very important because like I gotta be searchable. I gotta be able to be found because you know, because people they have such like a low like attention span. Like if they go search an artist and they can't find them, like oh whatever, doesn't matter. Like I don't care that much. But then if they search my name instantly, they find me. There I am. They go listen to me. So like I got to make sure I'm on top of my shit. I got to make sure I'm not slacking. I'm always at the top of everything. I got to be in people's heads as much as possible because that's how you make it. You got to stick. Like 6ix9ine. Like he kind of like he's an idiot, but that man does know how to stick in your head pretty good. But me, I'm trying to do it like the non-ignorant way though.
Now 6ix9ine is kind of an example of how maybe you separate the person from the art form, right?
Because he kind of fails to do it. Like he's more of an asshole. So I'm trying to be, opposite like that. Because on my live videos, on anything I do, like I take time to message my fans. Like I'll go through so many messages. It's ridiculous. But I'll try to get through all of them. I do like my cameos. I try to fill those requests like that day. I try to, I just try to be the best I can for people. And like my fans are going through something. I don't know them. Like they just message me. Like they like my music, but I talk to them. I FaceTime people I don't know, but I'll talk to them like I know them and try to help them. Because I don't know. I just believe in like my Instagram is a community. It's not a fucking. It's not about like because the followers. Yes, the followers matter to me because like to a point like you got to like get somewhere. But at the same time, I rather have like 100 genuine followers than 100,000 fake followers that like just like my shit and don't actually care about me. So I like to message my fans. I like to talk to them. I like to interact with them. I comment on their posts. I like to be, I'm like up their ass as much as they're up my ass. I like to just, like they're my friends more than fans.
Do you find there's times where you need to sort of step away from social media and have your own sort of bit, or like is the kind of have you found a sense of equilibrium?
For a while, social media was it was definitely damaging the brain a little bit, but I don't know. I've been in such a clear mind state, and I don't know. I don't get as much hate anymore. I used to get a lot of hate, but I barely get hate anymore. I just get love now. But yeah, like every once in a while, I'll take a break. Like when I'm at work, I hardly look at my phone. I'm usually 9 hours. My phone's away, so I don't really look at it.
Yeah,
So
man.
so I get a good break. Like I would say I'm on social media for about like 3 or 4 hours during the nighttime, and then usually the rest of the day I'm off it. Like I'm usually out with my family all the time. We go on walks. We hang out. We you know try to do stuff. I try to be active in my social life. I try to but I do make time for social media because it's my business. But yeah, I try not to let it fully consume me till it's the only thing that's important to me.
Dude, that is it's fantastic to hear that. Like, how are your family about the music that you write? Are they supportive?
To a point, like they wish that like, I didn't put so much money into it, and that I was a little bit more focused on trying to like like trying to get my life together. But I am to a point like I've been sending my mom money for a car. I just got a car, so I finally got my first vehicle. Starting to get a little bit of stuff together. I've been working at the same job for like 5 months now. I'm trying, but I've always been more like that's a bit of a problem. Is I'm more focused on my music than getting like my life together. So I need to like find a balance of that. They're mostly supportive. I'd say like my grandma is probably my biggest fan. And it's kind of like lame. I know most artists wouldn't like say that, but my grandma is my biggest fan. She wears my merch and she supports me.
No, there is nothing lame about your grandparents supporting you. No, no, honestly, dude. Like I personally had my parents not keen on what I was doing with music when I was younger for a lot of the time, and my grandparents were like, just do it. Nothing lame about it, man. I can empathize with that. It's awesome. That your grandmother sounds dope, dude.
She is. Like my friend, my biggest helper out most of this. And before I had a job, she would help me out a lot with like the stuff I couldn't afford, and like trying to help me get here. So I appreciate her a lot.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is that that help has gotten you to a point where most people in their mid 20s don't have what you have.
Yeah, no, because most people they just don't work as hard. Like, so I'll use a lot of people for example. I'm not going to use a single artist because I don't want to single anybody out. But I know so many artists that do this. They'll pay somebody to do their music video. They post it. They'll send it to like maybe a couple people, and they just leave it. And they're content with that. Me, I'm not content with that. Like, I'll sit on my video. I'll maybe work on it for like 2 weeks. I'll take clips out. I'll put clips in. I'll just keep working on it till I enjoy it. Like, I genuinely want to be able to watch my videos. Like, I want to be able to go back and enjoy my videos and be like, I love this. So that's what I try to do. Is I try to make it a beautiful piece. I try to put it out. I try to send it to everybody that I can. I try to promote the hell out of it, put money behind it, trying to push it in front of people. I have people do reaction videos to my music a lot to, get some engagement, to like, see how people react to it. I try to just put it out there as much as possible. And just, every song is like my albums are like important to me, but every single like little song I put out is like my baby. I do the song, the artwork's important, the video's important, every aspect of it is important. And I just work on all of it. Like, I think like my new song, I spent like a couple hours making it. It's coming out May 10th, and the artwork costs it's like $175 just for the artwork alone. So I paid that much for the artwork. I'm gonna pay a whole bunch of money to have it promoted, and I put a whole bunch of hours into editing it and making the instrumental. So that track's gonna be important to me, and then I'm gonna put a lot of time into video when I get the video started.
Yeah. You're investing serious money into it, and it's good because the reality is if your song, right? If your song does well, that's passive income for potentially the rest of your life. It might suck to pay $175 to get artwork done, but if that allows you to be seen as someone who's worth a listener's time, especially because as you've noted, people don't have fantastic attention spans nowadays, that's money in the bank, isn't it?
Yeah, because I said there's an album Unloved. I made it like about a year ago now, and I'm still collecting money off that. Like, to this day, like, still collecting money off the merch, still collecting money off the streams. And, just going with all my songs, just steady collecting money from all of those still. It's not like a lot, but, I make more off merchandise than I do off my music because, YouTube and streams don't pay that much. But, it's decent for starting out, for sure.
Oh, look, let's be real. How many people do you know that actually make a living off of music?
I really don't know. It's really anybody. Like, there's like maybe one person I know that makes like a good amount of money, but they do a lot of shows. Me, I don't do shows. So they make money off shows. That's where they make most of their income. I make most of my income off merch and my job.
Which is really fucking good. It's really good if you're doing that because you're still, it is a business. That's the thing. You hear people go, man, I'm working this. I am working my ass off. I am putting my music up. I'm working in the studio every day. But if you're not making money, it's not a business.
Yeah.
You know what I know, but you're doing well. And oh, dude, I'm blown away by you. You're fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I do stick out a lot from other artists, and I work harder. So I am proud of myself in that regard, but I still have improvement to do. I still got to do better. There's a lot of room to improve, but hopefully I'll be even more fantastic soon.
But that's it. You've also said the magic words of there is room to improve because you're also aware that you can still grow. You haven't been like, nah, I've plateaued. I have plateaued. I am never going to get better than this. That means you'll succeed.
Yeah, I definitely believe that in my heart. Because every day when I wake up, I know it's like, to some people it's silly, to some people they believe me, but I believe in manifestation. So every day when I wake up, every night before I go to sleep, I tell myself, throughout the day even, you're going to be famous. You're going to make it. You're going to be able to have enough money to for your family and to live off. Because I want to be able to eventually buy my grandma a house and a new car and buy myself everything I need and not have to worry about anything. And I don't want to get caught up in a party scene. I don't want to get caught up in all that shit. I just want to have my house, be content, be happy, and just live off my music and make my art, go live on Instagram, do interviews, do all that shit, and just be happy. I want to be an artist. I don't want to be this figure that everybody like looks up to and stuff. I just want to be my own artist. Whoever listens, listens. Whoever doesn't like me, they can go fuck themselves. I don't care. I want my own little slice of life, and I just want to be left alone. And I just want to be recognized for the art that I do.
You know, this is not me tooting my horn about the interviews I do. I really hope people watch this interview to get to know you better, because my impression of, if I had only listened to your music without the awareness of the difference, but like with the horrorcore vibe being so integral to that overall messaging, you know, this is a different side to you.
Yeah, I'm very calm. Yeah, I'm very calm, and I'm a very normal person. Like I can be crazy and like silly sometimes, but yeah, I'm usually pretty calm. My music really just portrays like a whole side of myself. Like if you ever watch my Instagram lives, or like if you go over to like my Instagram TV sections, like you can see me just like chilling, not just talking and stuff. Like my YouTube videos don't do me justice because I'm crazy in those too, just to, you know, play character. But like when I talk on lives, or, you know, this is my first official interview. I've done like article interviews, but I haven't done like a sit down interview. But yeah, I'm pretty chill for the most part.
I mean, like the reality is that a lot of people act ways in a music video that they wouldn't necessarily act in like an interview situation, right? It's kind of, I'm kind of thankful, you know, like that there's a difference between those two mediums for you.
Yeah, I definitely gotta tone it down, because if I was like that all the time, I'd be a little bit unbearable. I think. Like if I was like, because I say like Lil Pink is kind of like if you would describe like a piece of shit, like Lil Pink like doesn't give a fuck about nothing. Lil Pink doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. Like Lil Pink is Lil Pink, and you know that's just kind of like a character. Like Lil Pink's like I don't give a fuck, kind of like a rude asshole, and then I'm just kind of like I just want to chill and watch TV and like whatever. And it's kind of like I like the distinction, because I like this Lil Pink like just seems like a crazy loud character. Like people on Snapchat, like they'll hate me, and like they'll just like call me a piece of shit all day long, and like just because I say like some shit I shouldn't say in a song. And I'm like, I don't know, I just like to push people's buttons, and just like I just like to read the hate comments and just like laugh, and I'm like, you guys are silly. It's
Well,
just funny to me.
yeah, because like, don't they have better stuff to do with their time?
Yeah, they're just like stressed the hell out about me. And then like everybody's like nobody gives a fuck about you. You're a trash artist. I'm like, well, I mean, you're really struggling to make this point to me. Like you're really trying. It's whatever. I don't care too much. Like people can hate and say whatever they want about me. Like people do videos about me on YouTube sometimes, like ripping my music apart and shit. And I'm like, I don't know. It's whatever. You do you. Just fucking mad as fuck. Because I'll have other artists that'll make fun of me too. And I'm like, I don't know. Like you and your 40 followers can have your opinion. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Like I'm happy with what I'm doing. My fans like it. So I mean, it's for that what matters.
So you've got some people that aren't too impressed, but what about the people that do dig your music? Like,
I got a lot of fans that buy the hell out of my merch. They stream the hell out of my stuff. They post about me. I got fan accounts. That's the craziest thing. I'll see fan accounts. I'm like, why? Like, I mean, it's cool, but I'm like, to everybody else, I'm like this big, scary presence online, and I'm over here just like, I got a fan account. What the fuck is that about? Like, I don't know. It's very strange. Like, I'm not that big, and like people see me as so much bigger than I am. Like, I don't know. Like to me, like even though I do have this following, I don't know. To me, it's very low, and it's nothing special. But to other people, I'm seen as way more than I am. Which I guess is good and bad. Like it's good because, you know, people want to keep coming back to me because they see me as bigger than I am. Like, you know, I'm somebody with just like 100 followers. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's like people will be nervous to like talk to me on like calls and stuff. Like obviously you're in interviews, so you're not gonna be nervous. But like, you know, a normal person let's say like somebody who's like a little bit younger than me, like 15 or something, like if I, call them, like talk to them, they're all nervous and shy and stuff. And I'm not that scary. I'm kind of I'm a chill person. Not nobody too, no, nobody, not, I'm not, it's not like you're on the phone with like Eminem or something. I'm just this little pink man.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like when you see someone on Instagram or any of the other social medias who are doing quite well for themselves, who make music that you really vibe to, like I guess these people consider you like someone they look up to, you know? I can understand why that'd be hella intimidating. Cause it's like, oh no, what if I say the wrong thing and they don't want to speak to me anymore, you know?
Yeah, I try to be careful. Like I don't like sometimes like I'll talk to like I got a few fans like I would talk to regularly, but some like the more like some of my younger fans. If anybody's like younger than 15, I'll like something they send me. I'll give like a brief response, and it's not out of like a disrespect thing. It's like I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be responsible for anything you do. I don't want to influence you in any way. Like you could be a fan of me, that's cool, but I don't want to like interact with you or anything. Like, you listen, you can support, but I'm not gonna sit here and talk to 15-year-olds all day and stuff. And like like yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. Like I like to, because most of my fans I talk to, like I talk to like people who are like 20s or like older than me. Those are like the people like I genuinely like call and talk to and stuff. But others, like my other fans, I just try to like I'll be like a little interactive, but I'm like I don't want to be too much influence on you because I'm not like my music is not a good influence like at all. Like you shouldn't be listening to me at all in the first place, really. But you do you. I mean, they're probably going to anyway. Like kids now are just kind of like they're kind of doomed. Like for real, they're doomed. Because like my generation isn't even the best. That generation is. I don't want to see how that turns out. I'm not looking forward to like because my little brother, he's like 4. I'm not looking forward to seeing how he turns out. Really not. It's gonna be all like just like glued to a screen all the time and even more because I didn't get a phone until I was 14. Like, so I got a phone and then shortly after I started making music. So I was very like absent from the internet. So I'm kind of like more grounded in reality. But I don't want to see these kids who grow up like I don't know. All I know is these YouTube families and all this internet shit, and they don't know anything else really.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. Like 2 points. The first one, right, is that I'm 30 and you're 17, and did you say your sibling is 4?
Yeah.
So if things have changed so much between you and me, like when I was your age, like we didn't have half you couldn't do what you're doing with music at all. Most of it did not exist. No, SoundCloud wasn't there. We had MySpace. We had MySpace back when I was your age. So if it's that crazy for you and I in this situation, imagine what that is going to be like for you when you're my age.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I can't imagine like what kind of like I really don't even want to imagine. I don't know, like they're probably gonna have like some Instagram's probably gonna be obsolete and there's gonna be some other thing, some other platform, some other shit, and then it's gonna be like even crazier people than 6ix9ine and stuff. I don't want to see what kind of rappers come out. I don't know. I feel like we're just kind of like going down a bad slope. Like like there's me and there's like a few other artists that I feel like or like NF, like people that are out like that. Like I like that kind of stuff. Like that's good art. But like like there's just like all these TikTok rappers who blow up. They don't offer anything. They're just saying the same shit that other people have said a million times over. They're not offering anything. Like and then like it's just gonna get even worse because all music is kind of like because even the music I like make like somebody else has said that before. It's just gonna keep cycling. Somebody else is gonna say that before. I don't know how music's gonna progress. It's probably just gonna get worse. People are so fragile and like just I don't know. They're just like to me sissies. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to seeing where shit ends up. I'm hoping that maybe it gets better and then we start like we start unsissifying that shit. But I don't know. I can only imagine things getting worse.
Look, I understand what you're saying because there is. You talk about those TikTok rappers not adding anything. There's just I think there's just a lot of it. I think there is just a lot of music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's just oversaturated. There's just way too much.
That's it. Because the thing that's wild about this is that for you guys, dude, again, and I'm going to stop talking about this at some point, you just could not do what you're doing when I was your age. And there's lots of people who have access to entire studio production kits for like a couple of $100 if they pay the right subscriptions, you know?
And for me, like I hope that this inspires some artists. I don't have like I don't even have a microphone. I don't have I don't have those $100 editing apps. I do most of this on my Chromebook and on my phone. It's most people, they just don't know how to play with audio engineering. They just don't know what they're doing. Like I know how to carry my voice to a certain, thing. I know how to utilize my microphone on my phone. I know how to touch it up on the computer. Like I don't know. I'm just smart in that way. Because most people, they wouldn't have the patience to do it that way. They just want all these things that make it so much easier for them. And I'm like, it's baby proofing it. It's like, but me, I have to like work way harder. I have to work 10 times harder than they do. But it still comes out better than most of the people who use this shit that sissifies it for them.
Sorry, did you just say that you don't? Your recordings are good though. Your vocal
I know.
recording's good on your tracks.
Yeah, I know. I know what I'm doing. Like, I know how to touch the vocals up and make them sound better. And, all that shit. I'm good at that. It's just a little gift I'm good at. Like, I'm good at Photoshop. I'm good at video editing. All that stuff. All forms of art come to me very naturally. Ever since I was little, just art flows through me. And my dad too. Like, he's very artistic. He does tattoos. I have 2 tattoos done by him. Like he's very artistic. That's another like little tidbit about me. Most people don't know that I have tattoos. I got a tattoo when I was 15. Like started very like I'm very much like in my mind I'm very much adulting already, even though I'm not adult. But I'm very beyond my age. Like I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do nothing. I'm very business oriented. All about my money. All about saving and stacking it up and getting as far as I can.
Oh, look, just dude. Obviously, you're gonna want to have some adventures, right? You're gonna want to have
Yeah.
some adventures with some of that stuff. You probably will at some point, you know. But like, it's just so cool that you're not gotten into that stuff yet. It's so cool.
It's like I've done a little bit of it and tried stuff out, but I'm just like, it's not for me. I don't like my mind being clouded. I don't like, I like keeping a clear mind all the time so I can like be the best version of myself I can be and give the best art I can. Because if I was doing that stuff, I probably wouldn't go to work on time. I wouldn't, I wouldn't be on this interview. I wouldn't be going on Instagram live like I'm supposed to. I wouldn't be uploading my music video on time. I wouldn't be recording. I wouldn't be writing. I wouldn't be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Be slacking.
No, definitely, you're not slacking. I mean, a lot of the time, these people do this kind of stuff to have fun, right? But
Yeah.
then it's done to a detriment where you lose track of what you need to be doing.
Because for me, I lost what I was trying to do for a while being in a relationship. I was more, focused on getting her presence and, making her feel good when I was making myself feel like shit. And my art was suffering because of it. So I already went down that path. I don't want to do that again. Luckily, I didn't fall into any like addiction, nothing crazy, but I developed a eating disorder. I wasn't, sleeping right. I was stressed out. I was anxiety filled. I couldn't function. I had a job at the time. I couldn't barely go to work and function. I couldn't do anything. I was just stressed out constantly. But now, since then, I've been more focused.
I'm sorry to hear that you went through all that. Genuinely, it's horrific, man. Like it sucks, but it sounds like you're doing better now, right?
Yeah, a lot better. I haven't had any problems with that. And like I've said, it's been 6 months since we broke up. And since then, I went from having 10K followers to 50K. All my views have got skyrocketed. My my songs have gotten 1,000 times better. Everything's just gotten so much better.
All right. So the big question is, what's coming up? What's next for Lil Pink?
All right. So I mentioned it earlier. I got a song coming out May 10th. I have an album. It's going to be called Waiting for My Downfall. It's going to have a whole bunch of artists on it, a whole bunch of horrorcore artists. Scum's already on it. Cody Manson is, I'm going to reach out to him about being on one song. I have a song with him already, but I'm not going to do another one. I talked with Razakel. She's another artist. The Scum's going to ask Ouija Mac for me to be on a song. So we're going to see if I can score that feature. I talked to Lex the Hexmaster. He's very heavy with Twisted, and Twisted's like very similar to ICP. They have a lot of songs together, and they kind of came up together. So I'm just trying to work with a lot of bigger artists. I have more exclusive merch coming, like more like backpacks and like pants and like pieces like that. And I have some crazy music videos in the works that I'm gonna bring some people on to help me with the project, like filming wise. But I think still gonna handle like the editing and looking over it. But I'll need some help filming. But other than that, like, I still want to be very hands on with it. I'm not just gonna give them my project to work on. I'm gonna try to be very hands on. Yeah, but so most of these videos and the new album. You go ahead.
That's awesome. So you've got a busy schedule. How many months? How many months are we looking at for all this?
I would say like I work on stuff pretty quickly. My turnaround rate is pretty quick. I'd say for the album, probably I'm hoping for like July because it's going to be such a massive album. I'm planning on like 11 songs with like big names, and I have to pay for these features. These features are not cheap, so I would assume like July, probably for that, and then my next music video probably out in like a week, and I'm gonna start uploading on YouTube again. I'm gonna start doing YouTube videos again. I got a lot of stuff coming very soon. It's not gonna be 2 minutes longer. Like, and I always have stuff coming out. Like every month, I have music videos and songs coming out, so I'm never slacking. So people can expect a lot more from me. Like this year, especially, like I've made my name known so much, like in just the 5 months that we're in right now. So I got a lot more to go, a lot more stuff to throw at people.
That sounds fantastic. I have a question about how royalty distributions work. If you pay someone for a feature, then what happens if the track blows up beyond the value of what you paid for them?
I'm a pretty fair person, so I don't know if this is 100% how it's supposed to happen. But let's say like the song gets a couple million views, and I get like, let's say I collect like in hand minus taxes, all that stuff. I collect like 20,000. I would probably give them like 5,000 of that and keep the other 15,000. Like give them like about 20-25% of that. Plus, I already paid him to be on the song, so I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, because like if you are writing them and producing the music and the different instrumental parts, right? And if you are handling the mixing and mastering part of the process, or if you're paying someone to do that, and if they're like got a verse, a quarter is fairly generous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is because especially since like most songs they have about like two hooks and like two verses or like three hooks and two verses. So they're only covering one verse and the rest of the song is me. So but I would be generous though. I'm very generous with anything that I do because like with artists, I use this example. Sometimes somebody told me to give them 250 for an art piece. I was like, all right, here's a 250. And after I was like, oh, that's really good. So I sent them a $50 tip just because I liked it. So I try to like be fair with people as much as possible. I don't like when people tell me the prices, I don't try to undermine them. I do if it's like ridiculous. If it's like ridiculous, I'm like, all right, like can I pay you like half now? You started it and like we can like and if I like where it's going, I'll pay you the other half. Like, something like that. But yeah, if it's like if somebody tells me something like I can handle most prices, but like if somebody tells me a feature price of like $1,000, I'm like, like I'll give you, because like my name is pretty big too. Like some people they'll really try to like their name is about as big as mine, and they'll try to get me to pay that. I'm like, no, like I'll give you like 500, maybe 400 at most. Like you're asking for a bit much. If they can't do it, then I'll just be like, all right, it's all right, then. It's all good. I appreciate you messaging me back. It's I just can't afford it. I'll just move on to something else.
Well, yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Because at the end of the day, and I know this is very kind of, it's very, I don't know how to say this. It's not, no, fuck it, I'll say it. Basically, you need to make a profit, so like if they've got the same amount of listens, but they have maybe one track that people are checking out, it's a one hit wonder or something. Are they going to bring in that money that you're going to be investing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's this one guy that I was trying to work with that like he had that song that was like, got like 2 million plays. So like 2 million, that's good. That's good. Not arguing with that. But he never followed that up after that. So it wasn't that much. But he told me $5,000. And I was like, no. I was like, no way in hell am I paying that. And then like, I don't know, he argued with me, tried to call me broke and stuff. And I was like, no, I was like, I don't have $5,000 to just give you like that. Especially if the most you did was a 2 million play song. That's not worth $5,000. Like, I don't care like what anybody says. That is not worth $5,000. I think like ICP charges probably that or less, and they have like songs with like 20 million views and stuff like. So I'm like, no, I am not paying that. No, in no universe am I ever going to pay close to that. At most, I'll give you like 600, and then if that's not good enough, then whatever.
And like, I guess final question on this: do they expect the payment like in advance, or do they expect it after they've recorded?
Yeah, they expect it up front. That's the thing. That's like a big gamble. I'm like, yeah, what if I send it to you and you just decide to fuck me? I'm like, then I'm out like $5,000-6,000, and I'll get my verse. Like there's another artist I was trying to work with. He told me like 2K, and I was like, all right, can I like call you to like talk about it? He's like, all right, it'll be $100 for a phone call. And I was like, oh no, that just seems sketchy. I was like, nope.
What?
I was like, no. Yeah, I was like, I'm not paying you $100 to call you. Like, you call me, we'll talk about it, and like as long as I can tell that you're not bullshitting, I'll give you the 2K because like he was worth the 2K. Like he was actually worth it. So I was like, I'll give you the 2K. It's like this, I actually want to call you and make sure that you're legit about this, and I'll give it to you. But yeah, they seemed sketchy. It seemed like he would took my money. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not risking it. 2K is way too much to risk for me.
For real, like for a 15-minute phone call, he's wanting $400 an hour, right? Like,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
probably if he was obviously pretty talented. If you think he's worth 2K, totally vibing with you on that. Just taking the piss, really. Eh? That's who's the best one? Who's the best artist you've worked with?
Um, the I'm gonna answer in two different things. The best artist I've ever worked with is his name is Loco. He has a very beautiful voice. He's a very small artist, but he's in about his 30s. He has a very beautiful like singing voice. We did a song together called "Holding On." It's got 76,000 views currently. That's like my I think that's like my second or third biggest song, and yeah, so his verse was beautiful. That was the best verse I've ever gotten, and I didn't pay for it. He just did it just because I was a bigger artist, and he just want to he genuinely wanted to work, so we made a dope song together. And as Scum is one of the biggest artists I have. I didn't pay him either. He did the verse for free just because I think he already knew who I was, so he did the verse for free, and he's actually like Insane Clown Posse follows them. He's opened up for them. He's toured with them. He's been around for like 20 years doing this shit, doing concerts. He's doing concerts right now. He's got a concert with Ouija Mac and May. Like, he's like one of like the bigger horrorcore artists. So he just did a song with me for free and he posted about it. And a couple rap blogs posted about it, and stuff. And that was just really dope. That got like 34,000 streams on Spotify. It's been out for like a month. So that was one of the biggest features I've done, and then Loco was one of the best verses I've ever gotten just because of how beautiful it sounded.
I mean, just I guess on the topic of talking about, it's really great that you're working with smaller artists.
Yeah, like, sometimes I will charge some people. It's like, I don't know how to say this in like, it's not, I'm not trying to say in like a narcissistic way or like a dickish way, but like if an artist is like good, I'll work with them. If they're not good, then I'll charge them. Like that's kind of how I work. Like just like, because if an artist isn't good, but they want my numbers to help them out, I'm like, all right, I'll just like, here's my price. Like I'll work with you. And my price it's fair in my opinion for what I bring in. I charge like, I think like 200, and I put my verse in the song. Like I mix and master it for you, so you don't have to touch it. It's already done for you. I hand it to you, and you just have to submit it. You just have to like put it on platforms past that point. And plus, I'll post on my story and stuff. I get like 2,000 views per story, so it's not like it's not being seen. And my name will bring in shit for you. Because like people like reactors, like they'll show me their video and like, dude, this is like one of my biggest videos. I'm like, yeah, my name brings in views. Whether people hate me and they want to leave a hate comment or they like me and they want to come show love, like people are gonna click it. But yeah, so I always try to work with smaller artists and like try to help them out as much as possible. But if they're not that good, then I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna have to tax you for this if like it's fair, because I'm like, if you're not benefiting me too much, like I need something from this. Like I can't just like completely, you know, waste time. Like at some point, I need to make some kind of money. I can't do a free verse all the time, because if I was, then I'd be on like every song and I'd be doing features all the time. And it get hectic. Like I can't do that.
Exactly. It sounds like you've got a pretty interesting future ahead of you, and I really wish you the best of luck with that, Lil Pink. Before we finish, though, is there anything you'd like to say to the people watching this video about yourself?
All right. So I think the last thing I'd like to say is, if you listen to my music, I want you to know that if this interview does not sway you in any kind of way, that I am not the type of person that you listen to, then that's fine. You don't have to like me. You don't have to love me. I don't care. But I love you no matter how much you hate me. Everybody is welcome on my page. Everybody that I follow is going to be watching this video. I'm going to send this video to people. And I love all my fans that are watching. I love all my haters that are watching. I wish the best for everybody. I wish the best for you. I appreciate you taking the time to interview me. And this is an amazing talk. And I appreciate everybody's watching, and you, most of all.
Thank you very much for your time, Little Pink. You have a fantastic day, and best of luck in future.
All right. It's nice talking to me. I'll see you later.
See you later. And that was my interview with Lil Pink. Oh man, I am pumped after that. That guy is just gonna go places. Like for real. It's just surreal how well Lil Pink is doing. As someone who, when he was his age, didn't know his toes from his elbows, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see where he goes. The horrorcore genre, while I'd listened to a little bit of it before checking out Lil Pink stuff, it was great to actually chat from someone within that sort of niche to really get an understanding of where all that came from. And at the end of the day, you'll find that sometimes the people who make the kind of most intense music are actually the most chilled out, because they get all of that intensity out in their art. And then when they're just sitting there having a good time, they're good. They're good. They're good people. It's been interesting to learn more about features as well, to learn more about the branding side of things. Branding is so important nowadays, isn't it? But that just, please do go check out Lil Pink stuff. I'll put links to social medias over here. I'm really hoping that I've been able to record the audio on both sides of this call. It always makes me nervous after these interviews. Thank you for watching this interview, though, with Lil Pink. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please stay cool and stay safe. Remember, support your local musicians and artists at this point in time. So need all the help they can get. All the crazy stuff going on in the world. I'll catch you in next review. I said review. I'll catch you in next interview. Spider Hens out.